So for this exercise, you're just going to draw some really basic shapes. The reason we start with these basic shapes is because there's a general principle we follow where we start simple and gradually work to more detail. Now most objects, even things that are natural like trees and people and rocks, you can do a very simplified understanding of them in a drawing by using geometric shapes, or at least with straight lines and angles. For now, it's just some practice with some real basic shapes. First step is just to draw a row of 4 triangles. A few things I want you to notice. First is how I'm holding my pencil. At least halfway back, you can even hold it closer to the eraser. This allows you to see your drawing more easily, and it also encourages you to use your bigger muscles rather than just use your fingers to move the pencil. Another thing to notice is that for each line I create on these triangles and all the subsequent shapes, I go over the line back and forth a few times. And this is just me trying to get a good feel for the line and make sure it's in the right place, the right angle, the right length. When I'm doing the second, third, and fourth triangle, I'm trying to make sure that it's similar in size to the previous triangles. The next row, do squares. You could start with the 2 parallel sides, or you could go 2 perpendicular sides, whatever makes more sense to you. But try to get each side equal in length and the corners at 90 degrees. Again, go over these lines a few times until you get it right. You'll notice that several of my initial lines are not correct, and that's why I keep going over them, to fix them until they're right. Notice how I move my hand based off of what type of line I'm drawing, whether it's a vertical or a horizontal line. You could also turn your page if that's easier. After the squares, draw some parallelograms. These are really kind of a mix between a square and a triangle, or a rectangle and a triangle. It still has 4 sides like a rectangular square, but 2 of the corners are more pointed. But the process is identical. Just keep going over each line until you feel it's the right length and in the right spot. It's okay to keep going over the lines until you get it right. Take your time and keep working on it until you get it right. Move your hand as needed. You can turn the paper if you need to. And don't worry too much about erasing your mistakes. For now, let that be some evidence of your thought process, that you have made some corrections, and you can see how the new lines compare to the old lines. After parallelograms, draw some circles. Now these are a little different than the previous 3 shapes because when you move your pencil, you're going to move it in a continuously changing direction. You can go counterclockwise or clockwise. That may depend on what hand you're using. But go around that circle several times until you get it nice and round. You'll notice that the first time I go around each circle, there are some bumps and there are some dips. They're not perfect, and that's why I keep going around. And I make adjustments. I bulge the line out where it's not round enough, and I move the line in where it's too big. After the circles, do 4 ovals. For this, you may want to turn your page. You can draw them horizontal like I did, or you could draw them vertically, whatever makes more sense to you. The motion of your hand will be identical. And just turn your page so you're comfortable while you're drawing. Remember to use your big muscles, your hands and your arms, rather than just your fingers to move the pencil around.